I like to call him the son I never aborted.
Yes.
Keep clapping for Paul Revenge, everybody, right? So I wrote this 2 days ago in like a fever dream in all caps locks. I haven't edited it, so let's see how it goes. Here we go. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Welcome to the Reason Rally. Welcome to Rick Santorum's worst goddamn nightmare. But because he's really old and doesn't like big crowds. Welcome to the only constituency in this dumbass city that doesn't have to pretend that a man walked on water in order to be elected to a seat that is pretending to be democratic, but is just waiting to sell out to the first lobbyist that offers a check more than $10 and a hand job. Then spend an entire election cycle screwing over atheists, the poor LGBT, women, blacks, Latinos, Arabs, and the 99% retire and then be rewarded with a book deal and a hosting job on Fox News. Welcome to the only rally where we don't see birth control as a political issue, where we won't try to occupy vaginas. Why would they try to restrict birth control, you ask? My guess is because if you were a male Republican politician, you don't need birth control, when the only people you're having sex with are gay male prostitutes. Oh, yeah! Republicans deny more than their sexuality is global warming. If you are over 60 years old in the Senate, you should not be allowed to vote on the environment. You don't get to vote to destroy the planet and then die before the place burns to the ground. That just makes you a really slow suicide bomber. Welcome to a rally with no agnostics. I think I like Christians more than agnostics because at least they took a really dumb stand. Agnostics are like people who vote independent. Pick a side and start losing friends like the rest of us. Welcome to the only rally where if someone here lost their keys, they wouldn't stop to pray about their keys, but might, I don't know, go look for their keys. Maybe trace their steps, perhaps, like a grown-up. Because if there is a God, he's too busy signing off on drone strikes, foreclosures, AIDS, and the Kardashians' 37th television show to find your dumbass keys. We are a nation that thanks God every time a child is saved, while blissfully forgetting all the other children that were killed in that second, killed in that moment. But we thank God for saving our 1 in 7 billion bratty, boring, belligerent kids. How conceited are we? Well, thank God. I just want to thank God for saving my kid. I'm just so blessed that God was, well, so busy killing other people's kids that he forgot to kill my kid. You know, my little son Jimmy is always choking on his bagel bites, but thank God that he was too busy letting another child soldier shoot another child soldier in the face before that soldier was old enough to write a note to the girl he likes. You know, when my platypus of a mutant son, that mistake on legs Jimmy, is just shoveling those bagel bites stacked with pepperoni pig innards down his wretched gullet like he's hiding drugs from the cops. I just thank God for all the gay teenagers who are killing themselves because you and all loving God say they are not good enough, say that gay kids are broken, say that you made a mistake and sent us a reject batch. So religious parents all over this country tell their children that they're not good enough, that they need to go to anti-gay camps and be reprogrammed. I hope those kids come back with so many phone numbers. I hope that camp is just a gay screw fest. Even the traitors are ashamed. They're like, I shouldn't be looking at this. This forest used to be magical. We are so busy thanking God that we forget to thank people. Don't thank God, thank a teacher, thank a doctor, thank a doctor was thanked. Every time they save a baby, they're like, here it is. Today's the day old Frank gets a thank you. And they give the now breathing child back to the parents, and they look at the mom or dad, and the mom or dad just goes, I just want to thank, and the doctor leans in. God. Well, God damn it. No, it's fine. Thank God. That dude doesn't get nearly enough credit. Remind me, did God have to work 2 jobs in order to put himself through medical school? Did God have to bartend St. Patrick's where fake Irish assholes would dry jump each other on top of globs of green vomit? Did he have to pull all-nighters that put him in the emergency room? I didn't know you could overdose on Red Bull. Did you know that, God? Did you do this, God? So you could be straddled with unending debt so you can bring children back from the dead in the sterile cave walls in an emergency room? No, that's cool. Hey, why don't you thank Jesus, too? That guy doesn't get nearly enough credit except for Christmas, the greatest holiday ever invented, ever. No, I'll just sit there at Hanukkah with my stupid dreidel while my grandma face the potato latkes down my throat. Hey, you want to show me a miracle, Jesus? Pay back my student loans. Right? Because we are the smart ones, right? We are the atheists that came to the Reason Rally on a cloud of facts and self-righteousness. We are the ones who have read Richard Dawkins so many times the pages are stuck together. We know that miracles aren't turning water into wine, but watching one human putting their life at risk to help another. We know that next year, the Reason Rally will be 10 times bigger, and white men speakers will be the minority. She doesn't have to be afraid that a bunch of lonely internet dwellers will just see her as a bunch of put stuff in holes because they've never talked to a lady before. So naturally, because one showed up at a place, they must be begging for a piece of ass, right? We know that if a woman is not comfortable or has been harassed, we will respect that because we are the ones who claim to be tolerant. We won't be so scared of an intelligent girl posting a picture on the internet of herself with a Carl Sagan book that we will lash out and turn into some sick hybrid of Charlie Sheen, Chris Brown, and a pile of turds. Don't let her go back to school. Oh no, if women read books, then I won't be able to lure them into my van. Reading the game and watching Jersey Shore. Then who's gonna touch my sad pole? Oh well, back to Reddit and crying. We know that radical Islam is dangerous, but so are flying robots being sent over to drop murder bombs from the sky, like we're in some science fiction movie, destroying weddings and killing countless Arab children like we lived in end times. And guess what? Maybe those families of the now dead weren't extremists before, but they sure are now. We know this because we are smart atheists, right? Because we don't live in a luxury writing bestsellers and advocating death and destruction of anyone different than us. Because we realize that a child living in the Gaza Strip probably doesn't know what the word martyr means and just wants something to eat and someone to tell him that it's gonna be okay. We know that saying gay people can't marry is as dumb as saying you can't draw Muhammad, which is as dumb as stealing people's land because you think God gave that to you. Just because America gives billions of dollars to the Israeli government doesn't mean they are exempted from being crazy, murdering sociopaths like all other religions. So maybe we should look at those facts in real time and not leave that out of our movies. People want to know what we stand for. We stand for knowledge. We stand for kindness. And most of us here do, but some of us found a really cool club we like. Some of us think atheism is getting together with a bunch of like-minded people and calling Pat Robertson an asshole. But guess what? Everyone already knows Pat Robertson's an asshole. Get out in the streets. Do what we did today. Let today be the beginning of a lifetime of fighting in the name of goodness instead of God. Because we are so screwed right now as a country that if a Muslim wants to fight with me to get gay marriage passed, I'm gonna fight. If a Christian wants to march with me to end the wars, I'm gonna march. But I would rather it be with every single one of you. I would rather be on the front lines with all of you so that when people say, why are the atheists here? We can say they're here to help. Thank you guys very much.
Kilstein, ladies and gentlemen.